Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for today's video. My name is David. This channel is DeMars Coaching. This video is to detail signs of narcissistic abuse in relationships that you have. And it's not exclusive to someone you're dating. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, even co-workers, people that we have relationships with of all kinds, interpersonal relationships. And I'm going to go over a bunch of extensive signs, and it's not going to include everything. But I hope that anybody that's currently in a abusive relationship that's watching this video for answers, I hope that this video does give you some of those answers. And please go down below in the comment section and ask me anything you want, and I'll always try to answer them. I have a weekly Q&A as well. So I have many other videos. I have 1,000 videos. I have other videos that entail, what a narcissist is. Signs of narcissism. This is narcissistic abuse. It doesn't have to be a narcissist. It could be somebody with another personality disorder. It could be someone that's borderline. It could be someone that's a sociopath. It could be someone that doesn't have a personality disorder. Okay? You are experiencing these things in a relationship means you're experiencing narcissistic abuse. And first, I'm going to go over some of the things that you may experience after the relationship is over. First, get those out of the way. So this is after the relationship is over, but not exclusive to that. It could be during the relationship as well, especially maybe towards the end. So PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. You may get this from relationships that have narcissistic abuse in them. We don't self-diagnose, but if you look up the symptoms and signs of those, you'll often see what you might be feeling. Could have depression, anxiety, hypervigilance, always looking for danger in people and everywhere, environments, self-doubt, pervasive toxic shame and guilt, emotional flashbacks of the relationship that take you back to the times that you're being abused, feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, and worthlessness, trouble sleeping and eating, plus many more. Like I said, I've made many other videos about this. Feel free to watch them. So what I did is I've got about 10 signs, if not more. Signs that you're being narcissistically abused in your relationships, okay? And this could be any relationship, all right? So there's always a golden period. Not always, sorry. Typically, there's a golden period in the beginning. It's something that sweeps you off your feet, makes you stay committed to this relationship months down the road when it's bad. And it's, they put you on a pedestal and think you're great and amazing, and they tell you all these things and how beautiful you are and sexy and pretty and attractive, and I love you and I want you, and they make promises for the future, and I want to marry you and I want to have children, and let's get cell phones together, and let's rent a place together, and let's buy a house together, and let's start a business together, and let's get a car together, let me co-sign and you co-sign, and blah, 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 blah. And it just gets deep enmeshment very, very fast, and we think that we met the person that is, perfect for us, our soulmate, our partner for life. Not always, but typically there's that golden period in the beginning. But one biggest sign of a toxic relationship, that a relationship is dysfunctional, codependent, toxic, is breakups. Often breaking up and getting back together. And if you guys didn't do that, if you aren't doing that, maybe it's coming, but maybe there's a threat of that all the time. We don't do that. We don't give total ultimatums all the time and say, I'll leave you if you don't do this, or if you do this again, I'll leave you, I'll leave you, I'll leave you. There's got to be things that we may not tolerate and say, I can't tolerate this anymore, but we don't back it up with a threat to leave, okay? Number 2, somatic symptoms due to stress. Symptoms your body's experiencing due to the stressful relationship, which is the biggest source of stress typically, is our relationships. Sorry if you can hear kids playing outside, they're loud. Very common symptoms, or let's say the first signs, if you're a child being abused, is headaches and stomach aches. Headaches and stomach aches, and these can develop into much worse problems as you get into adulthood. You could have ulcers and massive digestive problems, and then develop migraines for the rest of your life. Number 3, that person is criticizing you, ridiculing you, complaining, comparing you to others. and may pass it off as jokes and no big deal, and whatever, I still love you. Always selling that I love you. What happens is you may take over and have self-doubts, low self-esteem, low self-worth by criticizing yourself. This thing starts criticizing and being hard on yourself. You may start comparing yourself to others, to their exes, stuff like this, because they do. You may start to self-isolate. You may start withdrawing from other relationships you have with your family, with your friends. You may not want to go out as much, do things as much. You may protect your abuser and the relationship. Find yourself protecting them. No, they're not that bad, they're good. No, they don't do anything to me, bad to me. You don't tell anybody that they abuse you or hit you or hurt you. You may lose interest in yourself and your self-interest. You may even fear doing things that you usually loved doing. Number 5 is you may dissociate. You may feel suicidal. You may self-harm. You may self-sabotage as your life starts to fall apart. Number 6, the person may triangulate, bringing other people into this relationship. If they're not cheating on you, sexually, maybe they're cheating on you mentally, emotionally, talking to somebody, tell you they're talking to somebody. They may say, I talked to my friends about you and they said that I should leave you. Well, that's nice. That's awful, awful, awful thing to do. Everything becomes a threat. The people that they bring up, maybe it's a friend, right? That's doing this, that's abusing you. Maybe it's a friend that uses other friends to upset you and hangs out with other friends that have hurt you, hangs out with other friends and doesn't include you. Maybe hangs out with your friends, starts hanging out with your friends and your family. You didn't even know how that happened. You begin what's called walking on eggshells. I think that's self-explanatory. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Can't make a sound. Always nervous, always stressed. The relationship just becomes always stressed and always scared. I never know what's going to happen next. I never know what they're going to do next. I don't know whether they're going to leave me, if they're going to get mad at me, angry at me. And then there might be moments of golden periods again, like the beginning. It might vacillate back and forth. They may just go to work. They may not talk to you for a while. They may give you silent treatment, not talk to you, ignore you, things like this. And you may soon even start to, even though that's so stressful, it might also be a golden period, a time where you have to yourself, maybe, to do nothing with anybody else. Number 8, you're in denial. You may start gaslighting yourself, like this person gaslights you. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should have do this. Maybe they're right, because if I didn't do this, they wouldn't have done that, and start becoming responsible for their behaviors. You may start to minimize and rationalize behaviors, relationship. Number 9, you may become a detective. Maybe they've lied to you. Maybe they haven't yet, but you're sure they're lying. They're not honest. They don't look you in the eye. They act weird. All of a sudden their attitude changes. They come home. They talk about somebody else triangulating, and then they're not home as much. They don't answer the phone as much, and you start wondering what the hell is going on, because asking them does nothing. It gets you nowhere. And what you're trying to do is become reassured, feel secure that we're still friends, that we still love each other, we're still getting married. And they don't do that. And you start to play detective, and you start looking everywhere, high and low, maybe looking in their phone and looking in their purse, maybe talking to friends and asking questions, calling to see if they're at work and stuff like this. Not good. Number 10, you may start bargaining. You may start begging. It may be absolute self-destruct. You may develop addictions. It may be addictions you've adopted from the abuser. Maybe they're an alcoholic and now you're drinking all the time. Bottom line is, guys, is this causes severe psychological damage. And it's good that we are all capable of healing, but it really matters what you do. This isn't something that time cures. No. Not time, not supplements, not hoping, not crossing our fingers, not meeting somebody else who's been abused too. Those aren't cures. There's only one. Talk therapy. Everything else would be supplemental. Everything else would be like living on vitamins. Talk therapy is what we need, guys. And it's not hard. It might be scary to do some change, to talk about things that hurt you. But when you find the right person, they make you feel good to do that. It feels better to do that. And we release these things and feel better and heal. And most importantly, we need to learn. So that person that you find needs to help you understand and learn so you don't do this again. Because the objective in these relationships is to feel comfortable, to be happy, exciting, to have fun, to grow together, to learn about other people, and to learn about yourself. And we aren't doing that in these types of relationships. So learn how to do that, okay? Find a mental health professional, counselor, therapist, a professional coach, someone like this, okay? Anybody has questions, please go down below and ask me. Anybody that has more to share about a narcissistic abusive relationship, please, please, please do so down below. Tell us your own experiences. Tell us what you've learned so you don't do this again anymore, so that others can learn from you and they don't do this anymore, okay? Anybody that wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. And always love yourself first, guys, okay? Bye-bye.